Hey guys, I figure I show you what goes on behind the scenes here. This is my fancy way of porting. I'll take that back. My fancy way of working the head. This is the 460 head, and they're not too pretty, guys. It's better than it was. There's a stock one. Well, somewhat stock. So I did get it in a little bit better shape than what it was. But what I'm doing here, fellas, I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm coming off the seat right here, aiming it to the top of the port. Hold on, guys. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm aiming this paper from the top of the port back to here. It's one of the things I do. I had guys that look at my work, machine shops, and they'll say, I don't know what you're doing. And they'll look right at it. They don't even see the difference. They won't even realize that I have things ramped up on an angle and off the seat like that. I'm not worried about the percentage. Everybody talks about the percentages of this. I just want it straight as I can get it and out the hole. That's where I'm different, guys. I know you're 80%, you're 90%. Well, I like 100% out the hole. Looks real restrictive, don't it, guys? I know everybody has their theories on stuff, but this is how I do it. Once I get it cut down, this is how I do it. I'm just tapering this in. I'm trying to get this one port how I want it. And then I'll know how I want the other ports. If I want it like this, or if I want it a little bit more. Because what goes on here, up inside here, the wall comes out, has a big lip on it, and then comes back out again like this. I don't know if you guys can see looking down in there or not, but it's hard to say. But give you an idea. You can tell by looking down in it or not. But I was getting there compared to that. So, takes time. That's like I said before, I hear a guy say they have 30 hours or 40 hours into a pair of heads. I'll have that just into doing this paperwork right here, at least. Because you know why? Because it's worth doing. How do I know that? Because it always shows up in my time slips. You know, guys, most guys have a flow bench that does this kind of work. But I have a blow bench. Yeah, I have a blow bench, guys. See that? Corny joke, right? Gotta keep it light, fellas. Gotta keep it light. But, I'm getting on these 460 heads. And then, once I get these heads completed, I'm going to be doing the cam. We'll be dropping that in, the oil pump, and timing chain. We're going to have a budget junk motor is what we're going to have, with some better parts on it. And then we're going to get to see how fast it will go in an old 65 Ford truck. Should be pretty fun, guys. And that's what I'm turning it back into. I got too carried away with this, and now it's starting to be fun again. Because you know why? I tested these heads a while back, and the fuel empties way out on one side. And you know what? I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I get upset thinking about it. And before I knew any of this stuff, that had a fuel emptied into the chamber and stuff, or the cylinder. I went pretty fast. I start getting technical with stuff, and it takes the fun out of it. So, the fun out of it. And, yeah, it's just one deal, guys. I'm going to try to keep it on the light side. And believe it or not, guys, after all this work, and I'm finished with these heads to get the number I want out of the truck with these heads. I'm putting the E7s on it. Yeah, you heard me right. I don't know if you guys can tell or not. Hang on, guys. Try and move this over. You can see. Has a high spot here. And no big deal. But the air comes in, has a low spot. Boom. And it makes it skip and jump. And you know what? Who knows? That could actually be better. But I just try to straighten everything out straight. No fancy work here. Just looking for a straight shot off the seat to the top of the port. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to angle from the back to the top. Just like this, guys. Just like, I don't know if I can show you, fellas. Like that. From the seat to the top. Most guys just do the valve job around the bowls, off the seat, and around that, and then they'll do this. I blend it all in. I come from the side of the runner to the bowl, like this, and then I'll come from the top, across the guide, and try to flatten this as much as possible, and I'll try to round it all into the top of the port. Well, it's no secret. Most guys know that stuff, but I see guys do heads a lot different. They worry about all the percentages here, and to me, that's not as important as this. But we all have our own way of doing stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that some people run faster than other people, and some guys have the advantage with that as far as performance, doing things a little different than anybody else, and other guys have their way of doing it, and they're content with how their stuff runs, and that's all fine. It's all fine and dandy. There's not a problem with any of it. I wish I could get a better angle on here and show you guys what I'm doing right now, where the bolt is right here. It sticks out, and well, I can show you better how it sticks out right there in this runner, if I can get the light in there. Hang on, guys, try and get this all caught up here, give you guys a better look. See the wall stick out there, guys? It's hard for me to see when I'm trying to show you guys on this phone because I have the light off the garage shining into the face of the phone, and then I can't tell where I have this located because I get a double whammy. I got the light I'm holding in my hand, and then I have the light from the garage shining back in my face on the phone. So, anyway, guys, I just thought I'd let you see that a little bit. I never get to really do something in leisure, and I'm going to try to make this like you guys are here hanging out a little bit. I had a few of you guys even say you'd like to stop by and hang out here, and I'll tell you what, that'd be really nice, because you guys are really seem like my buddies anyway, the ones that talk to me and stuff. I'd love to have you guys just over here. But tell you what, if you was here, you might be doing some work. I'd probably be pushing it off on you guys. Say, hey, want to learn how to do a pair of heads? Yeah, I'll learn how to do heads. 5 minutes later, no, I don't want to learn. Right, guys? Anybody who does this work knows exactly what I'm talking about. Guys get on enthused, wanting to do it, use the drill or their equipment. And I've watched that time and time again. They'll start in all enthusiastic and trying to pour the head, or they'll grab whatever, carbide bit or whatever's in the drill, and then as soon as they get on it for a few minutes, they're finished. I had a friend here a while back. He wanted to do his own intake. he stuck with it pretty good, but he didn't like it too much. But one thing you can do, fellas, believe it or not, this might sound ridiculous, but if you blow through these ports, you can actually see when this metal's laying in here, where it's going to stagger and where it will lay and not want to move. Yeah, that's things I go by. I had a few heads that told me exactly what was going on by watching the metal. When I'm blowing it out, I'll see where it don't want to move. And sometimes when you have a runner and the metal don't want to move out of the port, if it hangs on one side, if you go to the other side of the head and port the other side of the runner, it'll actually help it that way. Sometimes it's weird when you do pair of heads. Once in a while, you have to go to the other side, and that's where you'll pick up, and the air will move on the opposite side of the runner that you're working on. That sounds funny, but it's true. But this is starting to get there. But I wanted to show this, guys, because nobody understands most of the time how much work is involved in this. And like I said, most guys don't do this. There's not too many guys going to stand here for 2 or 3 hours straight boarding a runner. They just get in there with their tool, and because they think it's not that big a deal most of the time. But as long as I keep saying of the advantage and the performance when I do stuff like this here, then I'll take the time to do it. If you're not going to finish off and make it exactly how you want it, then I can't see any sense in doing it at all. I mean, that's just how my thinking is. Some guys can walk away and say, you know what, it's better than it was, and that's good. If that's happy, I'm happy for people like that, because my friend, he'll stop by here and he'll say, cuz, that head looked fine the last time I saw it, and that'd be like a month before, 3 weeks or something like that, or maybe even a couple months. He said, it looked good the last time I seen it, and he said I get too carried away, but I don't know. As long as I have something that runs decent, and I think it's because I'm doing the right stuff, then that's all that really matters to me. But anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys to death with this. I just like to touch base, and like I said, this is kind of like letting you hang out here for a minute. And I like it when it's like one of them deals where you're friends and you're hanging out the garage together and doing stuff. And them days are kind of going away. You don't see people hang out like that too much anymore. I love when my son has his friends over here and they're all out here laughing and getting work done, and it makes me feel young again. And that doesn't never hurt to feel a little bit younger than what I am right now. So, you know, it's all good for your spirit, fellas. That's how I look at it. But I won't bore you guys all night with this, so I'm going to cut you loose. And hopefully, when I get these more completed, I'm going to kind of let you guys see step by step what I do. If I had a better way with the lighting and stuff here, I could show you better right now, but it's hard holding this and trying to get the light in there and everything. I'm just not set up the way these other guys are with their channels. I really envy that, how they have everything where they can just have the camera show where they want it to show and everything. But I'm going to have to regrind all these seats back in again, because when you use the paper, I'm going over the seat right there. And that doesn't bother me. A lot of guys be like, oh, you got that seat all messed up. You know what, guys? I actually round these off when I'm finished. You don't even want to know why. I think the air moves around it better that way, and everybody puts all these angles on to slow the air down. I do it just the opposite. I actually round the seat. Yes, I do. Don't argue with me about it, because it's not going to do any good, because I've been doing it for a long time. And so far, without patting my own back, I have the advantage on some of these guys. They have a lot of work done to their vehicles, and it's upsetting when you look at somebody with a $10,000 engine, and I have a old, worn out 300,000 or 400,000 mile motors with just a pair of ported heads, and they have a hard time either beating it or can't beat it. So that's happened many, many times. But that's why I do what I do, guys. Just explaining why I do off-the-wall stuff I do. It's because it works. Works for me. Might not work for somebody else, but it works for me. But anyway, fellas, have a good night. And thank you for always stopping in and checking me out and seeing what I'm up to. And JD, you better start feeling better there, my boy, because I want to see what you're up to with your car. So he's been under the weather, been fighting some sicknesses off, I guess, like we had here, and I'm hoping he'll be okay there, because he's been a while. So I want to say hi to him, and maybe we could all keep him in our prayers, and that never hurts to do that. That's one thing I know for sure. All right, guys, I'm rambling. Have a good night, and thanks again, fellas. Take care.